Mailbag time. Got some bits here. We've got something in a big box, which I'll probably use Patreon and YouTube membership money to buy. So we'll check this out last. Stick around for that. Get through the small stuff first. As always, there'll be links down below for things I'll give you links for, so don't forget to check those out. And also, if you're interested in supporting the channel, check out the Patreon link in the description down below or at the end of the video, and you can donate to the channel, or you can buy me a coffee, and that helps me to buy things to do videos about. Not just mailbag, but mostly repairs. Repairs is what I really like doing. So these are some 25 megahertz TCXOs. I showed some in the previous mailbag for a project which I may or may not do. Basically using a DDS circuit board. Don't know what the model number one I was now, but anyway, these are TCXOs. So temperature compensated crystal oscillators. So the standard ones are just like crystal oscillators, 25 megahertz, but these ones are temperature compensated, so they're a bit more stable. More expensive, but they're better. To be honest, they're not that much more expensive. iPhone 13 battery, seal, toolkit. Okay, I've got to repair my iPhone 13. I've mentioned it in previous mailbags and other videos. Now the battery's arrived, I can actually sit down and do that. I didn't want to mess around with it too much. I wanted to replace the screen, but whilst I've got it apart, put a new battery at the same time whilst it's all in pieces. And so, you know, the battery is about 80% now, 81% apparently. So it's starting to notice that I'm going to have to charge it more frequently, that sort of stuff. So I thought, right, I'll put a new battery in it while I'm at it. So I've got this one. Should be good, hopefully. And most people are really bored of iPhone stuff and really don't care about it. And that's fine. I won't do a video about it, probably, unless you ask. It's a USB to USB mini cable. It looks like about 5 meters. So I'm just sitting here trying to remember why I purchased this. Ah, okay, got it. This is to repair a Dashcam. So I had a Dashcam with a bad power supply. The cable was built into the charge unit. It's wired into it. But the actual power supply issue wasn't that. This thing here, it was not this piece. It was the actual wire. So I thought I'd get one of these. I'll cut the USB AF plug off, maybe. Repair the charger. But now I'm thinking to myself, why bother doing that when I could just plug this into one of those USB adapters, which has got USB ports on it, rather than one of these. Yeah, I was going to fix this thing, but now I'm going to bother. Sewing lamp. It's not a sewing lamp. I think these are modified devices. Let me plug this in. I think I know what this is now. I think it just occurred to me. It isn't a sewing lamp. I think it's originally a sewing lamp, but someone has been clever and adapted them. Let's plug this in here. Turn output 4 on. That should be on 5 volts. It is. Alright. Let's have a look. Turn this on. Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. 34 milliamps is pulling. And basically, you can see on the desk there, it performs a cross. Ah, that's right. Now remember. Now remember. Yes. This was intentional. So, I think you can turn it. Yes, you can turn it. No, is that unfocusing it? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it is. It unscrews. Pretty sure it unscrews. Anyway, yes, unscrewing. So, yeah, so this is for if you're doing sewing with like a sewing machine and you're trying to sew seams or whatever, I don't know. I'm not a sewer. And then you could use this to actually, you know, set a guide up, and then it makes it easier for you to see where that sewing line is going. Yes, that was a gift from my wife. Now remember, it is a sewing lamp. It's just not a light. And it's got a magnet there, I think. I think it's a magnet. Let's find something. Yeah, it's a magnet. A little bit strong one, but it's a magnet. Okay, cool. So that's a little gift from my wife. Miss Christmas. Although I already bought other things, but this was supposed to be for that too, but I didn't quite get to it. It seems it's okay. Sewing lamp. Right, let's see what's in here. Well, I think I know what's in here. Well, it's got expanding foam in there. Probably inadequate expanding foam, but it's got it. We have a manual. We have a US power cord. And we have a brown box. So thankfully, maybe thankfully, I don't know, I guess we'll see in a second. Get this out. So thankfully, this expanding foam didn't leak out of these bags, because this wasn't inside its own bag. Usually they put the item inside a bag as well, because if this stuff leaks out, it ends up sticking to the item. So I've seen it leak out before. So we've been lucky with that. Looks like they just put a minimal amount in there, so it wasn't overfilled. Anyway, it's what we got. It's another project. There we go. It's a Keithley 195A digital multimeter. You're sort of wondering, well, why did I get this? I don't know. Why did I get one? Wasn't that expensive. Came with a manual, original manual, which is always really nice. Looks like it's original manual to me. Apart from the very front page looking a bit like it's photocopied, but the rest of it looks original. So I don't know. Power button feels alright. Other buttons feel alright. Cool. Now, what was the reason I got this thing? I think it's because of the ranges it could do. I think it could do like really low range with a really high input impedance. Something like that. As a reason I got this. I don't remember exactly who it was. But this would be a project to do. We're doing a repair video on this. It's going to need a full refurb. I know it's far away, it's got one of the feet missing, but that's not a problem. I actually found some rubber tape. Like rubber stuff. Where is it? Up here? Got some of this stuff. It's exactly the right width for this. Basically, just cut a piece off and, you know, stick it in there, and it fills that completely. It's exactly the right width. So easy to replace those. Bit of that in there. Done. So that's not a hard fix. Rear panel. That's on the back of it. And it's currently set up for 125 volts, unsurprisingly. So that I will need to. It's got a front rear input switch on the back. It's on the back. It's interesting. Yeah, GPOB as commonly used, but I have to change this over. I'll be doing it as part of a main video though. I'm not going to do it right now, but watch out for this coming out in the future. Another Keithley piece of gear. I think I've got one more piece of Keithley equipment coming. Yes, I do. I was hoping it'd arrive today because they both arrived in the country. I got emails in like 5 minutes of each other of this and the other device, and then I got another email within 5 minutes of each other of this device and the other one being out for delivery. But only this one arrived, and the other one's still out for delivery. And the second, it's got an updated timestamp like 3 hours later. So it's like, okay then, either it's been sent to the wrong place, or something's gone horribly wrong. Anyway, so yeah, there's another piece coming. That'll be in a future mailbag. We'll see that one. But project. So again, things like this, these are purchased with the money that I get from my Patreon supporters and my YouTube members, and people give me super thanks or buy me a coffee, that sort of stuff. All those little outlets are up there to try and produce a bit of income. Even like the merch store, I've got merchandise stuff you get. It's down below. Check that out too if you're interested. Unfortunately, the price is really high. I don't like the prices. I'm literally only making a few dollars per item. It's amazing the pricing of these places. So unfortunately, they're expensive. But if you want a bit of my merch, you know, I'll get a few dollars from it. Yeah, so all those sorts of things, they're going to help you to buy bits of test gear like this, or other stuff, obviously, to do repairs on and do videos about. And I like to, ultimately, I want to make videos about fixing pieces of broken test gear. And it's an expensive hobby, is this YouTube channel thing, doing this work. Trying to do one repair a week, that's a lot of money. Things like this, I think this wasn't that expensive. I think it's like $300 or $400 for this thing, something like that. I think it was from memory. It's very expensive. I do that every week. That's a lot of money. It adds up over a year, you know. All this money I get from the YouTube supporters and memberships and Patreon, especially Patreon, that's where I get the bulk of it comes from. That all goes back into the channel to buy things like this to do videos. So people that support the channel are actually helping to create more content, not just pay me. It's not about me. I don't get the money from this. It all goes back into the channel when I buy stuff. So if you're interested, support the channel, check out links down below. Patreon smoke over there. You can subscribe over here if you're not already subscribed. Catch you later.